All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continues to rule well. Peace and salutations to all the Akim out here pushing this word in sincerity, truth, and in faith. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those of our people who very well may look like the other nations exactly, but their heritage through their father's seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Hebrew Israelites. And shalom to the few Aqua, the few sisters that's out here actually listening in all humility. I have another lesson. I'm going to entitle it, Show My People Their Transgression and the House of Jacob Their Sins. Okay, that's our job. That's why we're here, to show you where you're going wrong so you can go right in order to get salvation from the time that's coming, because the upcoming time is very terrible. Okay, it's written, it's already written, Jacob's troubles. Okay, a time like never before since there was a nation. Nothing can be compared to it because it hasn't happened before ever. All right, you don't have anything to compare it to. All right, but it's going to be terrible. It said the strong man shall cry there bitterly. Okay, so you can imagine how horrible of a time it's going to be. Okay, that's why we are giving the warning. It says, warn them from me. Give them a warning. And that's what we're doing. We're warning you, telling you to get yourself right. Come back to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Come back to your nationality. Okay, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're one of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Okay, and you should recognize that and get in line with it, because really that's the only thing that matters on this earth. Okay, because when the Lord comes back and starts destroying things, especially America will be destroyed completely. Okay, if you're here in America, this is what you should be concentrating on. Okay, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, concentrating on this truth. Okay, so you can get yourself right, so when the time for salvation comes, you'll be able to be saved. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. This is Isaiah 58, I'm going to start at 1. It reads, cry aloud, spare not. Okay, don't spare no feelings, okay, how people think, because this is something real, that your feelings doesn't matter. It said, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. So pronounce it loud. Be loud, man, with it. And show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily. And that's what our people do, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to the Most High. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Okay. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your laborers. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of the wicked of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Okay, listen at this now. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? No, the Most High didn't choose that. A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Without not call this a fast, an acceptable day of the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bands of wickedness, to do unto the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. Okay, so Most High is showing you where you going wrong. You don't do these things. Okay, you don't do that. All right, it says, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord Yahweh shall be thy reward. Okay, so it's a certain way you have to be, a certain way you have to act, man. It says, then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity, okay? If thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. So the Most High is showing you how you're supposed to be, okay, the things you're supposed to do. Okay, you can approach the Most High like you're holier than thou, but the Most High sees all of that. He checks your ways. What are you doing on a daily? Okay, how are you treating your brethren? Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. Now that is if you're doing what the Most High tell you to do. And they that shall be of these shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations. Okay, because after the 2/3 get destroyed, they're gonna have to come back through the loins of the elect. Okay, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the paths to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh honorable. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to honor the Sabbath day. It says, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh has spoken it. Okay, the Lord has spoken that. You know, he wants you to come back to him. Okay, and do the things that he told you to do. Honor him. The Sabbath day, leave it for him. Okay? Honor him. Okay, don't make it like it's just a regular day. It's every week. That's how we need it. We need it weekly. Okay, to keep it fresh in our mind. Okay, because this world is so full of wickedness, things can come in and take you out of the spirit. Okay, but the Sabbath day keeps you in the spirit, man. All right, so show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right, and that's what is done by the brothers across the world, man, in the four corners of the earth, the men of Great Millstone and the like affiliate camps. All right, so I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, it was edifying. Until the next time, shalom.